What if one of the most powerful foods for your health, after 50 costs less than $1 a serving, has been eaten by humans for over 10,000 years, and is sitting right now in grocery stores on every continent on Earth? It's not a supplement. It's not a superfood powder. It's not expensive or exotic. It's a bean, one specific bean, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why researchers and doctors who study aging are paying very close attention to it. Stay with me. This one is worth your time. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, this channel is dedicated to helping people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond live with more energy, more strength, and more confidence using practical, evidence-based information. Today, we're talking about chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, one of the most widely consumed legumes in human history, eaten across the Middle East, South Asia, the Mediterranean, Africa, and increasingly the rest of the world. And the science of what they do for the aging body is genuinely impressive. Why after 50 your body changes? Let's start with what's actually happening inside your body after 50. Because understanding the problem makes the solution make sense. Blood sugar regulation becomes harder. Insulin sensitivity declines with age, which is why type 2 diabetes rates rise sharply after 50. Even people who aren't diabetic often experience blood sugar swings that affect energy, mood, and weight. Digestive health shifts, the diversity of your gut microbiome, the community of bacteria that governs digestion, immunity, and even brain chemistry tends to decrease after midlife. This affects everything from how you absorb nutrients to how well your immune system functions. Cholesterol and heart health require more attention. Cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of death globally. After 50, LDL cholesterol, blood pressure, and arterial stiffness all tend to increase. Muscle mass declines. As we discussed in a previous video, sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle accelerates after 50. Getting enough protein becomes more important than ever, not less. Weight management becomes more difficult. Metabolism slows, hormones shift, and the foods that kept us lean at 35 don't always work the same way at 55. Chickpeas, remarkably, address every single one of these challenges, not as a miracle cure, but as a genuinely powerful nutritional tool. The nutritional case for chickpeas. Let's look at the numbers, because they tell a compelling story. Protein. 1 cup of cooked chickpeas contains around 15 grams of plant protein. For people over 50 who are reducing red meat consumption for heart health reasons, chickpeas are one of the best plant-based protein sources available. And unlike many plant proteins, chickpeas contain a solid amino acid profile, especially when combined with grains like rice or whole wheat bread. Fiber, and this is critical. 1 cup of chickpeas delivers around 12 to 13 grams of dietary fiber. The average adult over 50 consumes less than half of their recommended daily fiber intake. This matters enormously because fiber is what feeds your gut microbiome, slows the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, lowers LDL cholesterol, and keeps you feeling full for hours after eating. The glycemic index. Chickpeas have one of the lowest glycemic index scores of any carbohydrate-containing food, which is around 28. To put that in context, white bread scores around 75. This means chickpeas release energy slowly, steadily, without the blood sugar spikes that lead to fatigue, cravings, and over time, insulin resistance. Magnesium. 1 cup of chickpeas provides around 30% of your daily magnesium needs. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic processes in the body, including blood pressure regulation, sleep quality, muscle function, and bone health. Deficiency is extremely common after 50 and is linked to higher rates of anxiety, poor sleep, and cardiovascular problems. Folate. 1 serving covers roughly 70% of your daily folate requirement. Folate supports DNA repair, red blood cell production, and is associated with reduced risk of cognitive decline. Iron, zinc, and manganese, 3 minerals that become harder to absorb as we age, are all present in meaningful quantities in chickpeas. And perhaps most interestingly, chickpeas contain resistant starch, a type of carbohydrate that bypasses digestion in the small intestine and acts as a prebiotic in the colon, directly feeding beneficial gut bacteria. The gut health connection. Let's spend a moment on gut health. Because the research here is evolving rapidly, and what scientists are discovering is remarkable. Your gut microbiome, the trillions of microorganisms living in your digestive tract, is now understood to influence not just digestion, but immune function, mental health, inflammation levels, and even how your brain ages. A 2021 study published in the journal Cell found that a high-fiber diet increased microbiome diversity and reduced inflammatory markers in older adults, more effectively than a diet rich in fermented foods alone. Legumes like chickpeas were a cornerstone of that high-fiber approach. In the famous Blue Zone communities, the regions of the world where people routinely live past 90 and 100 in good health, beans and legumes are consumed almost daily. Sardinia in Italy, Nicoya in Costa Rica, Ikaria in Greece, Okinawa in Japan. Each community has a different cuisine, a different culture, but almost all of them eat legumes regularly. Chickpeas are one of the most accessible ways to bring that same dietary pattern into your daily life, wherever you live in the world. How to eat them. Now, the practical part. Because chickpeas are only useful if you're actually going to eat them. The good news is that chickpeas are one of the most versatile ingredients in any kitchen. Here are 5 genuinely delicious ways to eat them. Number 1. Hummus. This is the most famous chickpea preparation in the world. Blend cooked chickpeas with tahini, lemon juice, garlic, and olive oil. Serve with vegetables, whole grain bread, or as a spread. Homemade hummus takes 10 minutes and tastes dramatically better than store-bought. Number 2. Roasted chickpeas as a snack. Drain a can of chickpeas, pat them dry, toss with olive oil and spices, smoked paprika, cumin, garlic powder, and roast at 400 Fahrenheit for 25 to 30 minutes until crispy. These replace crisps and crackers as a snack and are genuinely addictive. Number 3. Chickpea curry. One of the great dishes of South Asian cuisine, chana masala. Chickpeas simmered in a spiced tomato sauce with onion, ginger, garlic, cumin, coriander, and garam masala. Served with brown rice or whole wheat flatbread. Deeply satisfying, anti-inflammatory, and easy to make in large batches. Number 4. Added to soups and stews. Simply open a can of chickpeas and add them to any soup, tomato, vegetable, minestrone. They add protein and fiber to a meal with zero additional preparation. Number 5. Chickpea salad. Toss chickpeas with diced cucumber, tomato, red onion, parsley, lemon juice, and olive oil. Season with salt and cumin. This is a Middle Eastern-inspired salad that works as a side dish or a light lunch on its own. Buying tip: both dried and canned chickpeas are nutritionally excellent. Canned chickpeas are faster, just drain and rinse them. Dried chickpeas are more economical, soak overnight, and boil until tender. If you use canned, choose varieties with no added salt, or rinse well to reduce sodium content. How much should you eat? Research suggests that eating half a cup to 1 cup of legumes per day is associated with significant health benefits, including reduced risk of heart disease, better blood sugar control, and improved longevity outcomes. You don't need to eat chickpeas every day. Even 3 to 4 servings per week represents a meaningful upgrade for most people in their 50s and beyond. One practical caution: if you're not currently eating much fiber, introduce chickpeas gradually. Adding too much fiber too quickly can cause bloating and digestive discomfort. Start with a few tablespoons and increase over 2 to 3 weeks as your gut microbiome adjusts. If you have a history of kidney stones, particularly calcium oxalate stones, speak with your doctor, as legumes are moderately high in oxalates. And if you're managing irritable bowel syndrome, legumes may need to be introduced with care. For most healthy adults over 50, chickpeas are one of the safest, most beneficial foods you can add to your diet. The bigger picture. There's something worth saying about food patterns across the world's longest living populations. None of them are built around expensive supplements, exotic ingredients, or complicated protocols. They are built around simple, whole, affordable foods eaten consistently over decades. Chickpeas represent exactly that kind of food. They have sustained civilizations across the Mediterranean, the Middle East, and South Asia for thousands of years. They grow in difficult conditions. They are affordable in almost every country on Earth. They require no refrigeration in dried form, and they deliver a remarkable concentration of the exact nutrients that the aging body needs most: protein, fiber, magnesium, folate, slow-releasing energy, gut-feeding resistant starch, all in a humble, inexpensive bean. If you're over 50 and chickpeas aren't already a regular part of your diet, I'd invite you to try them just twice this week. Make some roasted chickpeas as a snack. Add a can to your next soup. Try a simple hummus with vegetables. If this video was helpful, please give it a like. It truly helps more people find this content. Subscribe if you want to keep getting practical health information. Made for people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.